I'm Ms. Hayes from the Guidance Department, and I'll be sharing a brief reflection this morning. Occasionally, my Google Photos will send me pictures taken this time last year. In winter break of 2019, family, friends, and colleagues of my dad gathered to celebrate his retirement. Platters of cheese and crackers, vegetables, and hummus sat on tables waiting to be scooped up by the bare hands of the guests. My brothers stood on one side of the room, prepared to give speeches. Privately, I had just told them I was expecting a baby in May. What a difference a year makes. I'm struck by how my recent photos seem to only show my children, and they always seem to be wearing pajamas. They are the ones in my pod. Our new baby arrived in May as planned. She is now almost 7 months old. We are hoping she can meet my brothers for the first time this Christmas. We will be checking the weather to find a day when we can all gather outside. This is my version of the story that is so familiar to all of us. Disappointments and challenges abound. Jobs have been lost. Weddings were canceled. Loved ones have died. Huge events have taken place, and we have not been able to honor them the way we wanted. On Morrissey Boulevard, we glance at deserted lockers, water fountains covered by plastic bags on our single-file trek down the hallway. We are aware of every surface we touch. Our knuckles are raw, the crescents underneath our eyes chafed from our masks. The most mundane tasks, like taking attendance or talking with our friends at lunch, have become strangely complicated. In these last few months, we have worked harder than ever and still often felt that we were falling short. Whatever the circumstances of your lives are, let me join you in letting out a collective sigh. After all, we are approaching a huge milestone, getting to the winter break this year. And in this moment, as we prepare ourselves to be fully distanced from Morrissey Boulevard and its Zoom rooms, let us consider making space to notice what has happened this year, maybe with new eyes. First, let us notice that we can be innovative. Let's talk about the pitched tent propped on a table outside of campus ministry earlier this year. What on earth was that about? Well, when the Cape Cod Retreat Center could not safely accommodate our much anticipated Kairos retreats, our campus ministers found a new way to uphold this important tradition. Or how about Tom Statham, a senior that many of us know? In passing, I learned that he taught himself to build a fire pit in his yard so that he could see his friends safely outside. You people inspire me. When I push myself to have a meeting walking outside in the fresh air, know that it is because of you that I am trying to rethink the way I do my work. Second, let us notice that quite often, less is more. I think about being forced to end class a few minutes early to wipe my desk. In this ritual, performed at minimum 7 times each day, we stop what we are doing early. Most days I think, I didn't get to all I wanted to say. But looking back, that opportunity to take a breath, to take in the energy of the room, to make space for a connection to myself or someone else, maybe that was more important anyway. When you are forced to choose, what have you learned is really important, worth hanging on to? Which practices can you cut out of your lives? Third, let us notice how deeply connected and reliant we are on each other, and how seriously people in this community are taking this. Like Mr. Suter, whose footsteps can be heard striding across the commons within a minute of our virtual cries for help, prepared to rehabilitate failing devices so that we can keep working. For all of us, remembering the choices we make as individuals, what we do when we leave this building affects the well-being of the rest of the community. That is a powerful realization. We are responsible to each other. We need one another. This has always been the case, but for me, there is no year where this has been more evident than this one. For many, Christmas is about miracles. The birth of a baby, a new life, is indeed as miraculous as it gets. And to a baby, the things we would consider to be ordinary, like zippers and eyeglasses, are miraculous, greeted with total delight. As we exit this building and shut off our screens for an extended period of time, let us try to look at ourselves and those we love from that perspective. What are the small wonders of your life? Who are the people you have learned mean most to you? In what ways have you breathed new life into familiar practices? Hold up these accomplishments, those people, yourselves, because getting to mid-December in this way this year is remarkable. And thank you to all of you with your bonfires, your cat sweaters, red and green suit coats, and victory skips. Thank you to the students who signed up for the St. Louis Project when your sports seasons didn't happen. You are adapting, you are resilient, and you haven't lost your sense of humor. As hard as this year has been, I could not imagine doing it without your gratitude, your effort, and most of all, your goofiness. Thank you, and may you give your undivided attention to having a peaceful, joyful Christmas with those you love most.